Hello everybody, this is Mr. Wilson again, here to talk about checkpoint number 5 for your biography, which is to rough draft a copy of your script for your biography. We've gone through every other step so far, and we last did our pre-production sheet, and now we're going to use that information to write a rough draft. So over here is my pre-production sheet that I did for Garrett Morgan. I did it digitally, electronically, and typed it out, which is an option you have. You don't have to do it that way, and you can do it manually with the form that I gave you. That's absolutely fine. One advantage of doing it digitally is, now that I've written it out here, I can copy and paste. At the same time, I'm not going to want to just copy and paste. I'm going to want to begin to take my rough ideas and turn them into something that sounds a little bit better. So if you've done it by longhand, that's actually might be better, because then you're going to type your script and word process it. I want all scripts word processed, and hopefully you're going to start to make it sound a little bit better. So I've got over here a blank document, and we should all know how to do this. Beautiful. Now I'm going to go to the next line on audio, and I'm going to write capital V / capital O : and those of you who are perceptive will know VO stands for voiceover. So this is what it's going to look like. Now I'm going to, since I did it digitally, go to the introduction. Here's my introduction that I drafted on my pre-production. I'm just going to highlight the whole thing, copy, go over here, paste. Beautiful. Space 2 times because that's separate. That's kind of like a paragraph. Here's the brief biography, major steps to accomplishing tasks. Copy, go back over here, paste, and beautiful. Again, hit space twice over here, and now my conclusion. Highlight, copy, back over here, paste. Okay, so that was easy, but I'm going to want to try to make this sound a little bit better. Now here's our script. If we look at it, we've got 2 pages, so that's fine. But if we needed to, and we wanted to, if it was more than 2 pages, and we wanted to give ourselves a little bit more room, we could go over here and click on this table and make it like this. Because over here on video, especially for the biography, we're not going to need to write much. Sometimes when you look at video scripts, it's like this anyway. I don't do that for our normal scripts because I like to have lots of description for our shots. But for this, all we're going to need to, you don't have to do it this way, but if you just need a little bit more room on your audio side, you can do it that way. Because over here, all we're going to be doing now is writing what we think we want to show. Now if we read checkpoint 5, it says, make sure you have your introduction, body, and conclusion, and at least 18 images on the video side. You do not have to have these pictures yet. Okay, so a lot of students will have already tried to gather their pictures, which is great, but you don't have to do that yet. You don't have to have your pictures yet. So just write down the pictures that you think you want, and if you get them, you get them. If you don't, you don't. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to over here write picture of poison gas attacks, picture of, and we can just write pic of poison gas victims, etc. And if I misspelled victims, I misspelled inhalations, but this is a rough draft. What you should not do is get hung up with, oh wait, why is that being underlined? I've misspelled it. Don't worry about that. Just keep typing, get your ideas out. You'll deal with all the misspellings and all the grammar mistakes later. Okay, so don't worry about making sure that if there's an underline that pops up, oh, I need to get rid of that underline in Word. Don't worry about it. I've misspelled some words here. I'll deal with it later. Okay, so this is the beginning of my rough draft. I've actually already done it, so I'll show you what my rough draft looks like. So here's my rough draft, and the reason why I had this up here is someone asked me what to do if you actually have an interview. The vast majority of you will not have interviews, but I did have a couple students who wanted to interview people. And how do you do that on your script? Well, all you'll do is, if you interview someone, you'll definitely get a nice, good, medium close-up of that person, because we're going to want to get nice and close to them. We're going to want to have good headroom, good nose room. We're going to want to see both eyes, have it be a profile. They should be looking at the interviewer, not at the camera. And then over here, you can just write, if it's some guy named Tom, you're just going to write Tom in all caps, colon, and then put in parentheses reply, because you don't know what he's going to say. So if this guy's Tom is going to start talking about remembering the World War I gas attacks, which of course you're not going to find anybody, but if that's what he was going to talk about, then he would talk about it there. Or if, let's say, he's a historian. So that's how you do that. But this is what my rough draft looks like, and over on the left side we see lots of pictures of this, pictures of that, because I've got at least 18. And so if we look at my rough draft, actually I do have 3 pages, so I could go here like this, and that should make it 2. Oh, not quite, but I could mess around with margins and things like that to make it 2 so that it'll fit on one side, one piece of paper. Anyway, that is the basic thing for doing your rough draft. Now we're also going to talk really quickly about number 6, because I'm not going to make a separate tutorial for that. Number 6 is just to get your script edited by 2 people. Once you show me your rough draft, I'm not going to go over it. I might go over some of them, I might look at some of them, you could ask me to look at it, but I'm just going to check to make sure you've done it, and then your responsibility is to get it edited by 2 people in 2 different colored writing utensils. And I would like one of those people to be someone from our class who knows the format and knows the requirements for this assignment, and I would like the second person to be an adult that could help you with your word choice, your sentence structure, your grammar, your spelling, and to help improve your writing. So I'd like 2 people to edit your production, and so I should see 2 different color writing all over it. Don't be afraid to write all over a rough draft. That's what rough drafts are for. You don't have to take the suggestions, but I want to see lots of marks on the rough drafts when you show me after number 6 that you've gotten it edited by 2 people. I don't want to see 3 marks by each editor. I want to see lots of marks by each editor. Okay, so that's number 5 and number 6. Write your rough draft, get it edited by at least 2 people. Good luck.